so let's take a little bit of a, if you like, walk through how we would go about solving customer problems. And for this, we will use one of the customer examples that is reasonably recent. And this is about a commercial banking customer. So what you can see, this 5-step process is a high-level flow, which is, do we understand what is the problem that we are solving? Can we articulate it? Let's scope the work. What is the right bite size? This, we don't want it too big. We don't want it too small. What is the right size for us to get engaged, show value, and then build on that? Have we got an aligned engagement team? So do they know what their role is in this transformation, how they can help the teams and the organization to achieve the goals? Make sure that we know how to see problems, showing the leadership and everybody else in the team to sort of see how to see problems, and then what intervention is right is key things to do. And then it's about developing that new system of work. Okay, so we understand everything. How do we go about building that new system of work? And what does that take? The continuous coaching, training, guiding that is involved in establishing that new system of work to provide, to get the results that we are all after. So for this example was, okay, what's the problem we're trying to solve? And as you can see, the top 3 problems that we were trying to solve was time to value. It's taken too long to get to value. The teams had low morale and they were stressed, and then the quality wasn't up to scratch. So we had poor quality, lots of scope defects or injected defects, and that's what we wanted to avoid. So now we understand the problem, and then the next step is about, okay, what is the right bite size? Where should we start? So for this engagement, it was about the servicing domain, so commercial servicing domain. So we said, okay, that's where we're going to engage. And then having understood the problem and the domain, then is about, okay, what's the baseline, if you like? If we're saying that time to value is long, what is it now? And so that when we make the changes, we know whether it's got better or worse. Team morale, the same thing, and the quality. So that's the thing to do. And the measures that there's some of the measures that we introduced to say, okay, this is how we're going to measure what the current state and, whether success or failure of this engagement is through these set of measures. Is, what is the work in progress? How many things are we working on at the same time? How long does it take to do a piece of work? What are the injected defects? What is the staff morale right now? What is the visualization of work? Is there any visualization? What do we see when we go to your place of work? Is there anything up there? What are your policies? What constraints do you have? What are the policies? Do we know how we work? Work is accepted. Do we know what sort of priorities you have? How do you decide which one you should be working on? All of those things are the kind of measures we sort of agreed on. And we said, okay, let's do an assessment of where we are right now. And then as we go through the system, we can see how things will change. So step 3 and 4, if you like, is all about helping leaders to see and also get that alignment within the leadership to say, what is it we need to do? So creating that normative learning experience for the leadership team to say is a custom designed set of, if you like, experiential learning that they're going to go through. So by us, first of all, familiarizing ourselves with the organization, understanding what things they need to be looking at, we then devise a specific set of exercises that the leadership will go through, guided by some of the staff members and one of our consultants with them. So it's not about the whole of leadership team going to one place. We will have a number of exercises. They go to different places, but we do the exercise, we come back, and when they do the exercise, they go to where the work is happening. It's not sitting in a room somewhere. They go to where the work is happening, do the exercise, come back and reflect on it. They capture the reflections on, okay, what did we learn through that? And then we carry on doing all those exercises, and then out of those reflections would be, well, really there are two options. Do nothing, we're happy with how the state of play is, or we are unhappy about how things are and we want to make a change. And in this particular case, obviously it was that we want to make a change. And then the next thing is, okay, where shall we start? So with this exercise, they chose 2 areas, and we guided them against that to say, trying to focus on too many things and trying to do 2 things at the same time is not a good idea. But they went against that recommendation and chose 2, and that's fine. And then we checked with one of the other areas that they wanted to go through, and there was competing priorities because they had some solutions that they were time critical that they were working on getting out to the market. And that was if you like, that was a red flag. But the leadership team of that section was happy that they would get that work done within 4 weeks. Actually, it was 2 weeks, but then they said another 2 weeks, and then it was another month. So in the end, we chose, the evidence showed that actually that is not the right place to go. So we didn't go with that one, and we agreed on the commercial servicing. So we started to work on that. And then what was it that we did? So we developed a new system of work. Through those reflections that they had, they uncovered the leadership. So it is important that the leadership team uncovers what needs changing rather than us, because we could have easily created a report to say these are the areas that you need to change. But when they uncover it themselves, it is a lot more impactful. So they uncovered the areas that wanted to change, and they agreed on where we should engage. Then we engaged with those teams, take those teams through a similar kind of learning in a deeper, so the teams also understood, if you like, they learned to see the problems, to see what the problems were, why change is required. And then we built this system of work, the new system of work, if you like, which is about, we need to have alignment on what it is we're doing, what the priority rules are. So we are clear about what priorities are, and there is one set of priorities. We understand the customer problem that we are needing to address and why that is important. Building a visual management system. So in your work area, everybody is aware of what is it we're doing, how we are progressing towards that, what are the things that are getting in our way, what customer feedback we may have, what is our customer call center is telling us, what are the what is the feedback from our sales and marketing. So all of that is updated in real time, and it's there, and how we are achieving towards our objective, the wider objectives of the organization. So that's the visual management system that we built. And then teaching the team about problem-solving method, because every time you start to work, you will hit problems. So it's about making sure that we have that problem-solving method, both within the team, and the executive team understands that it's their job to address problems that are beyond the influence of the team. And that's one of the things, and that the leadership team committed to being available on a daily basis to address any issues that were coming up, to make sure that everything is going fine, and as the team uncovers issues, they're there to address it. So having done all of that, the question is, so what happened? So the results speak for themselves. So what happened as a result of that is that time to value reduced by 52%. We eliminated the injected defects. So previously, every time a new solution was released, there were 10 to 15 injected defects. So that got eliminated by building the quality in, by reducing the work in progress, by focusing, making sure that development, environment, testing all worked as one unit. And we were all working to make sure that it's not about developing it and testing it later. It's about testing, if you like, writing the intent and developing at the same time and together. And staff morale increased by 36%. When we started, there was a lot of stress due to work design, and by the new system of work and the design, that got all reduced. So how long this all took? around 9 months. Within 6 months, we could see shoots of good results coming in, and 9 months we were achieving this. Is 9 months it, and is it done and dusted? Absolutely not. So work continues, but that sustainability is built in within the organization to maintain and support and carry on improving, because this kind of thing is not you do it once and it stops, but the organization and the team has learned how to see problems, how to look for those problems, and how to keep on improving as they go during their day-to-day activities. So improving the work is part of the work. I'd love to work with your organization and make sure you are also achieving results that I have achieved with other organizations. Want to learn more? Look up www.valueglide.com or link with me on any of my social media channels.